So I'm glammed up tonight and I've got my tuxedo on. Yes, I managed to find one last minute at Jack and Dave's Tailors because I've come to a very auspicious evening today, which will be joined by the King, Queen and Princess of Thailand here at the National Theatre in Bangkok. And just to look at my notes, it's the Royal Bangkok Symphony Orchestra this evening, and I must say security unsurprisingly is very tight, so you can see as people are coming in here there's thorough checks, and it's all set for quite a beautiful experience, really. I hope you enjoy this. I'm shooting it on my mobile phone because it was just easier. So of course, with the exception of me, anyone that's somebody here in Thailand is at this event and dressed up to the nines. So we're moving in for a drink and some food now. So of course we're all here early because we need to be seated before the royal family turn up. So I've come into the main theatre a little bit early to get my seat because it was so hot out there. So if I just turn the camera around to give you a feel of the place. And now everyone is waiting in expectation for His Royal Highness and the Queen of Thailand and Princess to turn up as well. So it's getting rather exciting actually. And it's a good morning from me, and I know what you think, that I've missed the main event. At one point you see me outside waiting to go in to see the Royal Orchestra, and now I'm sitting in the car. Incredibly tired, I might add, and I'll explain a bit more in a moment. So first things first is cameras and videos were prohibited once in the theatre, down to the really grandeur, gravitas of such an event. I actually feel very privileged to be part of the 500 attendees here. It feels almost like it will go down as part of history in Thailand. You had the King and Queen of Thailand here, and it was the Royal Orchestra was 4 separate pieces that were put together by the Princess. And maybe I should give you the timeline to what happened once I was sitting down in the National Theatre. So all guests were seated by 7:30, waiting for the Royal Highness to turn up, who turned up shortly after 8 PM. The Princess, wearing a very beautiful red dress and tiara, then took to the stage and introduced the proceedings for the event. And I must say, I was 2 rows from the front, and it was just a wonderful experience for me. And on top of that, the guests that were there, so were the ambassadors, and the Prime Minister Prior and his team were there. Seemingly anyone that I spoke to in the interval was a dignitary or VIP. In fact, I shared a beer at the interval with the Ambassador of Ireland and Ambassador of Greece. Very nice guys they were too. So anyway, the event was spectacular. There was probably 60 members of the orchestra on stage, and later on in the evening for the final part, the back of the stage revealed a further what looked like 100 people choir to bring the show to its finale. The show finished at 10 p.m. And the Royal Highness, he left, and we were waiting for a further half an hour before we were allowed out of the building. And then once we were allowed out, it proved impossible to get to our taxis because the roads were all closed. So we had to wait a further hour, I guess. So you had people with their black tyres just walking out into the hot streets in the evening to try and get back home. And so once I did get my taxi, I was probably back at my hotel in Bangkok by 12:30. So hence why I'm very tired this morning. It's 7:30 and I'm an hour away from Pattaya now. But in conclusion, it was quite a remarkable spectacle that will long be in my memory and probably be one of my high points to my 12-13 years in Thailand so far. A really auspicious occasion. I know my vlog is a little bit sparse on content, but I hope you'll understand why and appreciate that I tried to get as much as I could to really show the kind of event that went on. Until next time, from Dan About Thailand.